Hello and welcome to Modeling Manhood. Today we're going to be talking about gluttony, and I'm going to be sharing a funny story with you guys and some of my favorite foods that once I start I have a hard time stopping. The Bible talks about gluttony in lots of different places. We're going to look at a couple verses in Proverbs 23. If you have your Bible, please join me. Proverbs 23, 1 and 2. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are one given to appetite. So if you got a big appetite, be careful. The ruler's watching. And later on in chapter 23, verses 20 and 21, be not among drunkards or among gluttonous eaters of meat, for the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty. And there's other references in the Bible. One of the things that I love to eat are salt and vinegar. The old Lay's potato chip bags used to say, I bet you can't eat just one. And it's so true. I think last week I opened a whole bag and I sat and ate the whole entire bag by myself. Oh, they're so good. Anyways, jerky. Oh man, I don't like being one that shares my jerky. I like my jerky too, whether it's homemade or something that's bought. So good. In Judges, chapter 3, we're going to be looking at a story of a big fat dude, the king of the Moabites. And maybe you've read this story before. We're just going to pick up in Judges 3, verses 12. And the people of Israel did again what was evil in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He gathered to himself the Amorites and the Amalekites and went to defeat Israel. And they took possession of the city of palms, and the people of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. And the people of Israel cried out to the Lord, and the Lord raised up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gurah, a Benjaminite, a left-handed man. The people of Israel sent tribute to him, to Eglon, the king of Moab. And Ehud made for himself a sword with two edges, a cubit in length, and he bound it to his right thigh under his clothes. And he presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now Eglon was a very fat man, and when Ehud had finished presenting the tribute, he sent away the people who carried the tribute, but he himself turned back to their idols near Gilgal and said, I have a secret message for you, O king. Look out. And he commanded silence, and all his attendants went out from his presence. And Ehud came to him who was sitting alone in the cool roof chamber, and Ehud said, I have a message from God for you. And he rose from his seat, and Ehud reached with his left hand and took the sword that was on his thigh and thrust it into his belly. And listen to this. The hilt also in after the blade, and the fat closed over the blade, for it did not pull the sword out of his belly. So imagine him thrusting that sword in, and the man was so fat that this sword that was a cubit long went all the way in, and even the hilt, the handle, was covered over with his fat rolls. And if you continue reading in chapter 3 of Judges, I would encourage you to do that. But it says that he then ruled for 80 years. And that's the story of the judge Ehud and Eglon, the king of the Moabites. So I got a funny story for you guys. I need a drink of water. I love my water too. Oh, so good. Peaches. If you guys looked at the picture for today, before I was married, my mom bought a whole bunch of so peaches get judged and fruits get judged as like first, seconds, and thirds. My mom bought, I think, about 9 bushels, so not half bushels, but full bushels of thirds that were all peaches. And we were processing them in the house, and my sister and my brother were eating them, but they were so juicy that you could like shove them in your mouth and just like spit out the stone that was inside. And I basically became a vending machine where they would insert whole peaches and I would spit out the stones. And I ate way too many peaches that day. I was suffering. Spent some time on the toilet. We'll just leave it at that. But these will fit in your mouth if they are soft. And I was in the double digits on peaches, one right after another, spitting out the stones as fast as they can go in. And there's been a few other instances where I've eaten way too much or something that I shouldn't have, and have just been super sick. And maybe we'll share some other stories at another time, like watermelon story, but not for today. But I also love my eggs too, and I love getting my day started off with some good eggs. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us here at Modeling Manhood. If there's something that you have a hard time putting down, like peanut butter, sometimes just peanut butter right out of the container is really good too. What's that?
Especially when we're camping.
Oh, especially when you're camping, my wife's saying. Last year when we went camping, we passed around the peanut butter tub until it was empty. It was good. But thank you guys. If you want to comment down below something that you have a hard time putting down once you get started. Peaches are really good. Raspberries are really good too, but they just seem to take so long to fill you up. But man, peaches, you can just put them in one right after another. Anyways, I like doing this with you guys. Remember to mirror maker and journey with Jesus.